Hezekiah, 2 Kings chapter 20. We're going to begin reading at verse number 1. Are we there? Yes. And the reason follows. And in those days was Hezekiah sick unto death. And the prophet Isaiah, the son of Amos, came unto him and said unto him, Thus saith the Lord. Say not man, but thus saith the Lord. He said, Set thine house in order, for thou shalt die and not live. Now look at somebody say it's time for a shift. And whatever been going on in your life that was out of order, God said tonight, set it in order. It's not going to be a deep message. It's not going to be nothing deep, but it's just a basic principle that God says time for the house to set their lives in order. Now watch this. In the order that he's talking about, you said, it's not that you haven't made mistakes, and not that you haven't went through trials and tribulations, but there's some things that's going on we know should just be going on. So God said now is the time that you have to set your houses in order, because first of all, I'm not going to deal with your people. My judgment going to begin in your house. Now see, I had to learn that when God was talking about the house, he wasn't necessarily talking about the houses that the pastor leaves. He was also talking about the house that the pastor dwell in. Yes. I'm taking my time. I'm going somewhere here. Turn this for me. He was also talking about the house that the pastor dwell in. So what he's saying now, not just get your personal self in order, but you also must get your spiritual house in order, because it's going to come a time that flesh is not going to be able to work for the spirit. So you're going to have to understand that in the process of what's going on, you're going to have to learn how to let your spirit override your flesh. Now there comes a time that flesh and spirit is constantly at war, but how many of the spirit have already dominated the flesh? So in order to do this, Hezekiah was sick. Yes. Because he was dealing with a flesh and a spiritual battle. And in the process of the battle, he had to go through some things. Say, go through some stuff. And what did the Lord say? He said, set thine house in order. Order means structure. Order means a design way to where the things begin to be in a spirit of excellence. So God said, Hezekiah, you're a good man, but some stuff you need to set in order, because I'm not pleased with everything that's going on. But how many times God knows one thing? It does not matter what you've been through. You can always remind God of how good you've been to him. That's right. Okay. No, you said, well, know how God been to you. But there comes a time you can remind God just how good you've been to him. I heard what my dear friend Promise Keeper Emma said one time. She said that you should be service God so good that you can get somebody blessed on your account. Y'all ain't ready. How many know you can go to God for somebody on your account and they can be blessed because you just been doing right?
That's right. Amen. Yes.
You should be so in tune with God that even if they don't believe, your faith should override their unbelief, and what you speak should still come to pass. Okay, I'm going somewhere. I'm taking my time. I'm going somewhere. So what happened is, he said, go tell him that he must get his house in order, because if he don't tonight, he shall surely die. Not might, but surely. He said, there comes a time God can change his mind. So what happened now? Here we go. Let's go into this thing. Verse number 5. Turn again and tell Hezekiah, the captain of my people, thus said the Lord, the God of David, thy father, I have heard thy prayer. But first of all, we got to remember something. What Hezekiah did, that he got away from around everybody that was a problem in his development. Sometimes you got to cut people off out of your life that just don't mean you no good anyway. See, you got to stop allowing people to have enough control over your life, because they did some good stuff for you in the past. The past is the past, but the present is now. So do not allow what past stuff that you done for people hold you down to make you think that you are held captive to what you did, what they did for you from your past. One thing I had to understand, that the enemy is not at your present right now, but what the enemy is doing, he's all ahead in your future. So what you got to do now, you got to praise God, not for where you are, but for where you are about to go. Because what the enemy is fighting, he's not fighting the house you live in now. He's out there fighting the house you're about to get 2 years from now. He's not fighting your job promotion now. He's out there fighting the business that you're about to open 2 years from now. You must understand, you're not battling with the demonic spirit that's in your now, but he's fighting in your future. So now what happened is, you got complacent because you're trying to wonder what's going on. Because now you're trying to fight an enemy in your present situation, and he's fighting in your future. Somebody say it's in your future. It's in our... So he said, Hezekiah began to pray.
Come on now.
And God said before he completely got out where he was, that the prophet went back and said, Hezekiah. Somebody said prayer does change things. He said, Hezekiah. He said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, I'm going to allow you to live. Tell somebody live. And not just live a normal life, but for your next 15 years, you're going to have a more blessed life than you had before you got sick. How many know when God restore you, he don't restore you back to nothing, but he restore you back to what you once had plus some. Tell somebody my restoration is going to be plus some. Tell somebody some plus some restoration. Now watch this. Now watch this here. Now what happens is this. Let's go into this thing. Now he said after I'm going to restore to you 15 years. Say 15. 15. And I will deliver thee and this city out of the hands of the king of Assyria. And I will defend this city for my own sake, for my servant David's sake. Now watch this. No, this is the catch. This is the catch. When Hezekiah got the thing, Hezekiah said, well, what will be the sign? He said, I can turn time up 10 degrees. But Hezekiah said, that don't impress me. See, oh my God, don't get caught up on stuff that anybody can do. Y'all just what I'm saying. Don't, oh, y'all better hear what I'm saying. Don't, oh my God, don't get all happy and jumping and shouting off of stuff that anybody can do. Because if anybody can do it, you don't need God help. But this next move that God is about to do, it's going to take the move of God and the power of God on your life that you're going to know for sure that you've been a blood-washed, born-again believer of. Now see, we get impressed on what is simple. But I said, hold up, Jesus. That don't impress me.